All right, everybody, we have got Hannah here. She is the owner of Burn Theory in Tassie, which is actually a ladies only gym, which has actually got a cool, unique concept that she has down there. And we were just literally chatting, doing our check-in call. She's a client of ours at the agency here. She's telling me about some of the results that she just got. So I was like, whoa, let's record this. It'd be cool to share your story, to hear, what it's been like working with us. But also, if you could start at the start, what was, your business at, and what was your life at in terms of, membership and things like that before we started working together?
Yeah, so we were going pretty well, but I have really inconsistent leads, and I just got completely overwhelmed with Facebook. I think I was basically paying Mark Zuckerberg his wage, and I wasn't getting a huge amount back from it. Like, I knew enough to start me off, but I really was at that point where I needed the business to be consistently growing, particularly after COVID. So that's why I came across these guys, and I was a little nervous because, bringing on someone and paying the money, you want to hope you get a return. And literally it was, I remember you, Jimmy, were like, all right, yeah, we need to get these ads up. And I was like, oh, okay, right, we're moving that quickly. Okay, cool, right. And then next minute, like 2 days later, I'm like, the ads went up, and then literally within a day, I'm like 10 leads deep. I'm like, oh shit, I can't keep up with like the calls, which is awesome. And so it's been 3 weeks, 2.5.
Yeah, roughly
2.5 to 3 weeks. Yep. And we've had like an insane amount of leads come through, and obviously as most people know, not every lead eventuates. They're not always great leads, so you're lucky to get 10 to 15% ideally that come into actually converting on the back end. And we're looking at like 28 to 30% conversions on all our leads at the moment, which is just huge.
Phenomenal. And so that's great. So you're converting, so from the leads we're generating, 28 to 30% of those are actually turning into paying clients. Can you back it up though? Because when Hannah came to us, she wasn't in a bad spot. Like, she was like, you had 280 or something members, or 250. Where were you at in membership?
240 members.
Yeah, 240 members.
Yeah.
And you were at the point where you're like, okay, I'm doing all this stuff for the business, managing your team. How many team members you got? You got 12 trainers or something?
12.
10 trainers?
Yeah.
12 trainers, managing your team, trying to keep your culture good, trying to keep, train your team, educate your team, on top of doing sales, payroll, admin, and everything. And the marketing stuff got out of control, in terms of trying to figure that out. And obviously that's when we started working together. How many people now, since, in this 2.5 weeks out of the marketing we've generated, have turned into clients for you?
We've got 20 in 2 weeks.
Wow. And what price point are you selling that at?
300.
300. So 20 by 300.
Yeah. So you paid for yourself, Jimmy, that's for sure.
What's that? 6K.
6K.
6K in cash, and that's cash generated in your hand, not like contracts or anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. That's so good.
But there's this sort of secondary bonuses that we're seeing. It's like literally everyone in Hobart's talking about Burn Theory, and everyone's saying like, oh, did you see that 28 days? Oh my God, it like sounds so cool. I go to the hairdresser and they're like talking about it. I've got like my instructors that are saying, oh, I went to the shop and I heard someone talking about it. And I don't know if anyone here uses MindBody, but people can grab an intro offer at any point. And the intro offers have just been flying off the shelves. It's because people are seeing the ads and then they're recognizing Burn Theory and they're looking us up, and then they're going, oh sweet, they mightn't necessarily be at a full 4-week 28-day program kind of thing, but we've had like 30 intro offers in 2 weeks, which usually it's around 20 intro offers in a month.
So good.
And that's with no marketing to an intro offer.
So that's the power of like having the ads that create this branding effect at the same time.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's a lot.
So it's probably a stupid question to ask, but how, in your own words, how has this changed your business and your life for you now, having the marketing that's working like this for you?
It just takes the stress out of it, wondering, oh my God, what if we don't get X, Y, Z, or how you always have a little bit of attrition. It's you're constantly, before you guys we're like, crap, we need to make sure we cover it. Or is it possible for us to get to, max out? And is it possible for us to look at second location and all that kind of stuff? And it's just taken that stress away. And I can now focus on the other bits of the business that, kind of fell by the wayside. So it's pretty cool. I got to admit, like I am feeling very full right now. When you're just like, I'll come home and my partner's like, what's up? And I'm like, I'm a bit stressed. And he's like, is things going too well for you? Are they okay? Are you all right? And I'm like, yes.
Great problems to have.
Great problem to have. Yeah. So I'm putting on new instructors. We're putting on new classes. We're about to increase the team by 5. So.
Wow. There we go.
Yeah.
Hannah, this has been amazing to hear. Like we've only just really
literally 2 weeks.
Yeah. But just say somebody's come across this video, because usually they see it in some of our ads or on our website or something. What would you say for somebody that's checking us out and sort of sitting on the fence?
I say you'd be silly not to give it a go. I mean, there's no lock-ins. I think that was the thing. So, I was on the fence and I was like, it seems like a bit of money. But when you look at the cost of your time spent trying to work out, all of these things, the cost of putting ads together, and then the cost of failed marketing efforts, you'd easily pay for yourself just there, Jimmy, let alone, the reduction in stress, or maybe a slightly different kind of like, well, we've got to get things moving. But you'd be really silly not to at least give it a go. And, as Jimmy will tell you, you're not locked in for anything. So if it's not working out, it's not working out, but I can pretty well guarantee it will.
I love it. And so if you are watching this somewhere, or wherever you're seeing it, there's going to be a button or a link somewhere. Just click it. You can schedule a time to speak. It's no pressure. We're just going to talk, find out about your business, and see if we can do the same thing that we did for Hannah. Hannah, thanks so much for jumping on here and sharing this. This has been amazing.
No worries. Thank you.